And welcome back. We've got a Game 3 decider here between Vega Squadron and the Ninjas in Pajamas. Fog, things heating up. Going to Game 3. You feel like there's a favorite by any means? Or it's
after that,
even?
After that second game, no. It looks like NiP got out of their little funk that they had earlier, and they looked pretty good in that second game.
Yeah, we're definitely a bit worried about them coming off a loss to Monkey Business, or OG as they're now called, but they've tied things up. We're going to a Game 3, guys. Let's hop into the draft. An interesting Game 3 draft as Vega, they first picked the Wisp. This time it gets let through, unlike Game 1 when they had first pick because they got first pick Doom instead.
Yep.
NiP then take away the Tiny as well as no one's Quap, and then Vega say we need a good Wisp partner. They pick the Bristleback.
How do you feel about that? Just the first two Bristle just right away. They just really wanted Bristle. Just seems a little...
And Bristle's... Well, I guess Bristle was picked against like Io Tiny as like a mid lane hero that could deal with the lane, but this isn't an Io Tiny. This is just a straight up
and it's just
Tiny by itself.
Is Bristle really gonna? Are you worried that your Bristle is gonna get banned, or you just don't want to reveal anything else? You're just like, you know what? We're revealing our Wisp partner. You know, do what you will with it. They banned out AA. They banned out Darkseer.
I mean, how do you feel about taking the Tiny before Vega get it? You think it's? I think it's a good response.
I think it's a good response. I particularly like it because I don't think Tiny's like a terrible hero on his own. He does, of course, get a lot more limited, but at the same time, he's still, he's still got that combo. He's always gonna have his combo. He's gotten buffed several times. He's got the mana pool to do it earlier on. So let's see how they end up wanting to do with it. And Era plays a very good Tiny in general.
Okay. Well, Vega now pick up a Disruptor. They get a good hero to at least deal with the Queen of Pain in the mid game. Some good lockdown and control. Something they were lacking with the Io Bristleback opening.
Yeah.
Now they've got a bit of control, but they still need some actual hard lockdown and stuns to go with this draft. Do you know if have you seen the Io Bristle from Vega before? Because I cannot recall them running this duo myself.
Ooh, it must have been a long time ago if the last time they ran it. I think I was looking at it earlier on like Dota Buff or something, and I think I saw it in like the qualifiers for TI that they ran the Bristleback. But other than that, it's been a very long time.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to think. Going back, I feel like I do remember some Bristle during that stage, but
yeah, usually they tend to have like Wisp is normally banned versus them, but they usually have like Wisp with Juggernaut. Let's see.
And that's where I know them for playing the Wisp, but I don't think like, oh, they love this Io Bristleback, and just because they can't get Tiny, they have to pick Bristle early.
Yeah, they haven't touched it like almost ever. They usually always get the Wisp Tiny or they get Wisp CK. Pretty interesting to see them, like we were saying, just open up with the Bristleback. I guess it just, like we said, just putting it out there. This is what we're picking. Respond.
Well, NiP now move into an Undying Slardar, so they've got good heroes to at least help bring down a Bristleback, minus armor as well as minus strength.
Yep.
And just good front line. They've got like really tanky frontliners to fight with. Slardar, Tiny, Queen of Pain, Undying with the Soul Rip to kind of back them up and offer some heals and support.
Yeah, and Tombstone now, the way it works, it's different. Bristleback doesn't just stack up his Warpath and like two-shot it. He actually has to hit it multiple times. Now they go for Juggernaut. Yeah.
In some ways, it feels like it was a late-game buff to the Undying Tombstone where you can't just bring it down instantly as a carry because you have to get a certain amount of right clicks off.
It's just different, The hero's just a bit different now. I personally really like the change that they did. I think it was pretty needed. Tombstone was pretty silly.
All right, well, we'll see Juggernaut picked up. You mentioned they do run the Io Jug, and they'll get the Jug at least into the picture now with this. And it looks like NiP are expecting a mid Bristleback because they ban out Clockwork. So I've seen a decent amount of Bristleback that's being ran in the mid lane. But is it really a hero you want against a Queen of Pain?
I think it can do fine. To be honest, you have to be very wary about turning your back on the ticks of the Shadow Strikes. You have to be very wary of how you stack your quills. Make sure you get several CS every time you get your quill spray stacked up. Hit the range creep when you're stacking up. Make sure you get it every time on like the third quill, and make sure you're stacking your ancients as well as stacking with other camps for him. Or if they decide, just throw him in the off lane. But that would be, or maybe some aggro.
5 seconds.
I guess we'll see.
Well, Io likely to be backing up the Bristle mid anyways to keep him healed up and stack the jungle for him as well. So if it's just Io Bristle, you can't really kill a Queen because of the blink, but you can at least trade farm and out farm the Queen of Pain once you move back for your stacks.
Yeah.
So.
Interesting response. Maybe that's something they since they've been picking Queen of Pain a lot, maybe they just realized, oh, this is something that someone did versus us that worked out really well, and they're giving it a shot.
Well, we'll see what Vega have in mind here. Last pick's coming up. NiP looking for just their probably Seal Kid support here, I imagine. We'll have to see if it's going to be Seal Kit or Handskin, but looking for that kind of good zoning support in some ways, or at least some kind of just a solid 5 position to go with the Undying.
Now they're going to throw the Tiny on support, use him as a blink tool for the Slardar.
I mean, this is the secret Game 5, the Tiny Slardar.
Yeah.
You toss him in, and there's your easy setup. You can even run the mid-Tiny if you want. Run a safe lane Queen of Pain.
Oh, maybe. They could. That's a slight possibility. Maybe not the most advantageous in this situation, but...
No, I don't think it's needed by any means. Quap does just fine mid this game, and I guess Quap better at zoning out an offlaner than the Tiny, which is maybe where you'd consider sending him mid lane. And it's always nice for a Slardar to know that even if he doesn't get the best blink time, you've got the Tiny there with the toss, but he's likely to get a good lane because he gets a Lich on his side.
Yeah.
So the armor game is looking solid for NiP. Lots of bonus armor from the Ice armor. They're also able to bring down the Vega side with amp damage. And Vega is fairly physical damage focused right now. Just Blade Fury and Static Storm as their really main non-physical damage right now.
Yep.
10 seconds remaining.
They've only got the Disruptor to catch the Quap. What hero are they missing right now? I guess they're missing either their mid or their offlane, I guess. So
feels like they need some good burst damage as well. That's not necessarily all in on the physical damage.
Yeah.
Like a Lina type hero even, or
I don't think Lina's okay. Yeah, Lina looks okay. Add some burst, some range to kill the Tombstone, attack speed.
Yeah.
Some disable. Yeah, I think Lina looks good if they're not putting the Bristle mid, I guess.
Yes.
If not, they're gonna just throw mag on, I don't know, Centaur or something. Just throw him on something that he plays.
Centaur seems pretty garbage right now though. Like that hero needs a lot, and even when he gets a lot, he's does nothing compared to what a Slardar offers or brings to the table. Same time, mag not really Bristleback doesn't strike me as a mag hero. More often than not, he's playing that kind of more initiator type role.
Yeah.
So options, as far as that's concerned, I mean, there's not any. I guess a lot of the bans have been targeted towards the off lane.
Or they run an aggro and they put the Bristle mid, and then they pick the short lane now.
Yeah.
They're leaving it open.
I mean, Bristle could even be the safe lane solo as well.
Yeah. They're leaving
similar to the Doom pick we saw.
Yeah. They left the lineup very open-ended.
All right, well, this last pick will hopefully bring everything together. Right now, it feels like NiP have a much clearer idea of what they want to do with their opening picks and, their entire draft. And Vega chewing through all of their extra time now. They had, I think, most of it left for this last pick.
So they've got two of the iconic dual offlanes that we used to see the European teams run. Lich Slardar is more of a recent one, but then the Queen of Pain Undying people used to run. Let's see where they decide to put then. That's a mag hero.
Yep. There
it is.
Definitely a mag hero. Pretty good option. Nice and tanky.
Yeah, someone to run in there, some lockdown. Vision, Spirit Breaker, Disruptor, always a good combination. Got to get those glimpses off every time.
You've got Avalanche to stop a charge. Can you stop it with a Slardar Crush?
Yeah, you have to time it pretty perfectly though.
Okay. And so okay options to stop a charge, not the best. So we'll see a mid Bristleback coming out from no one. Very interesting little option coming out from Vega Squadron.
They must have played versus it or seen it or tried it or something, because it just seems like it was a bit too random to just pick the Bristleback in the first two. Just be Queen of Pain response, just boom, Bristle.
10 seconds remaining.
So we'll have to see how the teams set up their lanes. I feel both teams have a lot of options. You mentioned the two different dual lane possibilities, and see an early TP towards mid.
Looks like an aggro.
Out of NiP.
Or it looks like the Jug might be going toward the top lane. Maybe I'm wrong. It just looked like it initially because he started running up there.
Well, immediate Ancients block coming out from the Undying, putting down that early level 1 ward. Just to make sure the Bristle doesn't have that farm to go for. And yeah, so you see Slardar head down bottom. Yeah, Lich as well. Possibly dual lanes from NiP, I feel, is also a possibility. The Undying can at least... Undying, despite being a melee support, is probably maybe the best melee support at zoning out off lanes because of Decay.
Yeah. Definitely. And he's got, high armor, everything for the most part. I don't know, warding that Ancient, it's of course you don't want him to get the Ancients, but you should know right now that this is the Wisp Bristleback mid. So you're assuming the Wisp is just going to be stacking the two big camps if he's smart. He's going to cut the trees and he's going to do the double stacks. He won't really have the time to make it to the Ancients. But either way, that does give some vision as well. So now they do see Vega's all set up for that top rune.
I guess you could see like Io stacking the jungle while Bristle stacks the Ancients.
Yeah.
You were going
That's-
super greedy.
That's definitely true. So it's probably not the worst thing to do.
Mag gonna walk up possibly into a trap here. Lich is not skilled anything. Jonas is there, has a crush available, but not leveling anything just yet. Mag, not really the ideal hero to find, being as tanky as he is.
That mango, 2.6 HP regen.
Oh yeah, won't even have to tango up right here.
So yeah, it's like these strange dual lanes, or they're just sacking Pasha for now because they know it's just a tiny top.
I imagine Disruptor's gonna head. No, he's gonna head safe lane. Wow, they're actually doing off lane Jug right now.
I guess because it worked out last game. They're just like, all right, well, get Mag his levels and stuff, and then once he starts being able to rotate and do stuff, we'll just send Pasha back to the short lane and just deal with this.
I mean, Jug, with the way we're seeing players max play Fury, seems like a hero that doesn't have to have the best farm in the early game. He can just fight well with levels.
It's not like he can really die in this top lane either. He has to be in a very terrible position to get killed by a tiny Undying.
Sioma actually started walking bottom, but now will head back towards top. I think maybe misreading the NiP lanes, possibly. The fact he's... Oh, no, he's going to check the Ancients out and see that it's been blocked now. So he was just headed back to stack the Ancients, it looks like, and then head top.
Yep. Wisp gets the double stack.
Maybe
his bottle.
Some slight indecision as far as Vega are concerned about what they want to do with their lanes, though. Things will settle down, though. So 2v2 up top, you've got Disruptor with the Jug, you've got Tiny with the Undying, and bottom lane, Spirit Breaker will now meet a dual lane with Lich and Slider down here together.
Maybe the response is also because they know that the Lich will be bottom. So they, Spirit Breaker doesn't really care. Jug, on the other hand, is like, oh crap, this guy keeps denying my farm. So I like this response.
And for a solo hero like a Spirit Breaker, you're not going to lose out that much on XP just to a, one creep per wave is not the end of the world.
Yeah, and they have 0 kill potential whatsoever because you can always just charge out if he needs to, and he's also just particularly tanky. I don't think they'll be able to go on him either way.
See the zoning potential of the Undying here at the top lane. Gets Pasha right back to his tower, but I think always... you don't mind a decay or two if you're tangoing, because it does give you some more value out of your tangos when you're losing a bit of strength. But
yeah. Oh, he's got to be sure to use them when you have that decay buff on you. Oh, he misses that one.
Trying to go for the 2 hero, I guess, and miss both. Yeah, Pasha still got plenty of HP regen left. The stick, the Salve, Tango, and Mango all giving him some regen. And actually, and look to turn and fight this one, but Tiny rocking up and Era. Doesn't look like you better get a kill off of this. He's still pushed up very far forward. Pasha's already used his stick charges. Will tango up once more. Again, while the decay debuff is on him. Getting a lot of value out of this Era. Really going in pretty aggressively here against this dual lane, but it seems they're just kind of trading blows for now, neither going to fully commit for a kill or anything.
I feel like most players would have tried to go for that kill on a Hanskin there, and they would have gotten turned on for sure.
Yeah, with the Tiny rocking up.
His decay fell off like as soon as they were going on him too, but he had Soul Rip up, and he has like the Mango and all that.
Taking a look at some of these other lanes. Io rotated off for a little bit here, but that meant no one in the mid lane. A bit of a rough time now against the Queen of Pain. Needs to salve up, and we'll be able to do so once this Shadow Strike wears off. No bottle charges left after this, but no one looking very healthy once more. So Queen of Pain, 12 CS, Bristle with 17. It has been a Bristleback favored matchup so far.
Do people usually get the PMS on the Bristle mid? That's the one thing I was just curious about.
I haven't seen a Bristle mid since what? I think S4 did a game or two for Alliance. And
yeah, it's been a while.
It doesn't strike me as an item you'd get because as a side lane it's great because you just buy it
from the side. Yeah.
As a mid, you rather just go straight into your treads one bottle.
One.
If you don't have a Whisper, you get your bottle up. I think just getting a fast treads one, even like a casual bracer.
Yeah, he's doing great in the lane anyway. 19-2 to the 16-3. But Slardar, Jonas is doing great.
Look at the CS. Awesome. It's very NiP favored. Both side lanes going quite poorly for Vega.
He opted for the Tranquil Boots this game. He's got his Mango. And he's gonna get a timely Blinker 4 stuff.
Alright, so Vega have to find something when they get some of these levels here. Mag, we saw last time when he was in that safe lane solo role on the Doom, just once he got his levels, managed to turn things around by himself. Top lane, they've gone in on Era. He threw an Avalanche as well. Will toss back the Jug, something you can use through the Blade Fury, but still in a lot of trouble here. 1 or 2 more right clicks. Doesn't look like it's going to be enough. Instead, they're going to turn their attention to Hanskin. Looks back. There's no Blade Fury, and Hanskin There's a decent amount of HP, but Mag TP'd in, charge as well, and they'll lose the Undying here. First blood goes the way of Sioma.
He went for the 2 in Decay rather than the 1 in Tombstone, so he didn't even want to drop it. He's just like, I'm just going to feed gold. It's not worth it at this point.
There was a lot of Vega heroes committed up top for that kill, just the support.
Very nice toss back there from Era. Good awareness there to throw the jug while he's spinning.
Unfortunately for Tiny, he can't really sustain himself in this lane, so he brings out a bottle, so he'll actually be able to stick around. This casual avalanche comes out, and he'll be healing himself back up soon, as Solo will return back towards mid. Seems the stacks have not been farmed just yet, so there's a lot of farm awaiting no one there in the jungle. You kind of mentioned they haven't even bothered to de-ward the Ancients, despite scouting that it was blocked off.
Yeah, I just don't feel like you really have too much time to just go there and do it, like I was saying before. But I mean, you did bring up the point. The Bristle can go and do it as well, which is definitely a point because he gets pressured a bit by the Quap when the Wisp moves.
Now, just happy to continue to farm in this mid lane.
I love this Disruptor set, the Sub-Zero one.
Oh wow,
it's awesome.
This little mask looks pretty sick.
I don't know. I was trying to figure out where you get it from because it's a new set, but it's like one of the cooler ones. Now they know the Ancients are the Ancient Ward is gone.
Wait, which is the item? The mount he's got, or just the mask?
I think it's just.
He's got like
mask.
4 different sets here.
Yeah, the mask is just awesome. Just looks like Sub-Zero. Meanwhile, we're missing kills.
Yeah, right. we're more important things, you know, cosmetics. It's crazy how much pro players care about their cosmetics, you know.
Dude, that one's sick. Yeah. Come on.
What do you think about the golden Rubik cape? First time I saw that when Chuan was playing, I was just like, what in the actual fuck is this?
It doesn't really look golden. It looks kind of like it's like a weird color. I don't really like it.
I didn't think it looked that good either.
No.
And I was very much... I mean, I could tell it was Rubik because like I know I was playing Rubik already, but like in the moment, if you didn't know if you didn't know there was a Rubik in the game, you may be confused what it was.
Yeah.
Depending.
It looks kind of like a Windrunner cape.
I'm
still confused how Pasha ended up dying top. I'm kind of angry I missed that one.
Yeah, just Tiny Undying, but...
Yeah, guess he just got caught out and just got comboed.
Right. But you'll take the blame then. Not me.
Oh, come on. Mag gets caught out.
Just kidding. We call that one.
Yeah, I got that one.
Queen of Pain ultimates for the Spirit Breaker. And Pasha's been amped up. He could be in some trouble here. They'll re-amp him and...
He's looking pretty dead.
Just a Blade Fury. He's got zombies on him now as well, so they'll slow him down as well in a second. The crush, and 2 more kills going FP's way. They've had a great laning start with the CS, and now they're going to start getting some kills to follow it up.
Yeah, Jug and Spirit Breaker are quite poor right now at the start, but Bristleback is going to have Tread's Vanguard in a second now.
I mean, personally, I feel a little bit one of the weaknesses of the Bristle mid. Like, this is the one hero doing well. It's not like he's a hero that can rotate to another lane and be guaranteed to set up kills. Like, the Queen of Pain rotates, you've got Blink, Scream, Sonic Wave. But Bristle, you've got to run in. I guess you've got the IO for a tether with a bit of extra mobility, but...
You can't... Yeah, your rotations are very limited.
You've got to rotate with around the Spirit Breaker charges, and that's where Mag hitting level 6 is going to be important, and Mag as well as no one have to work together.
Let's see if this super farm Bristleback will pay off for them.
Oh, Slider's got an 8-minute blink with Tranquils?
That's pretty scary now.
He blinked in, didn't actually have mana for a crush, but he did bait out a Blade Fury. I guess that was the intended result since he knew he didn't have mana there.
He's got to bring himself some mangoes in the stick. Mangoes, mangoes, mangoes.
That's really scary for Vega right now.
That's insanely early. They committed a lot to it though, you know, they did do the Lich dual lane the whole time. But it's definitely worth it. That is what they need. Having a 8-minute blink is terrifying.
Vega just playing to 5-man here now that they've got to farm Bristleback, or are they just going to try and split the map a bit more and catch up on farm?
Right now, looks like 4. They're just sending the 4 top. They know the Bristle can't die. There's no way. They have to kill him with 3 heroes, or 4 heroes, commit a lot on him in order to burst him down.
I guess it'll be slow as well, so if Jug wants to rotate and counterplay, he can TP up there, but...
Just try to get a little influx of gold for your Juggernaut, because you know he's not really doing so hot.
Yeah, so 2 towers in a row go the way of Vega. One going to the Bristle, the other looks like it was just taken out by the creeps, and... It will be NiP looking for a bit of a counter pressure in the mid lane, but much slower push coming out from the Queen of Pain and Tiny. And Tiny, Slider still out of mana here in this off lane, so he's not really able to do a whole lot as far as really threaten the Juggernaut. Looks like he will just head back to base now. Picks up a wand and will be healing up and getting some of that mana back.
Yeah, Era's got pretty decent farm as well. just below the Queen of Pain by a bit. Limp's doing pretty decent too. Looks like NiP wants to bring the aggression. Quap ult is up. Pasha is the target.
He's got phase boots out. It looks like he realizes something's wrong down here. Only the Undying in the top lane showing on the map as far as the other lanes go, and Pasha. But now just holding a little bit further back.
Yeah, Vega's showing a lot more than NiP is right now.
And Nick gets confident to do so with how fine the bristle is, but...
Mid lane. NiP looked like he kind of wanted to go for a second, but
yeah,
not past the river.
I guess Jonas the hero to keep an eye on. With the Blink Dagger up on Slater, we'll see where he looks to head next. He's lingering around this middle lane. No smoke up. It's going to be the Tiny and Lich ready to pounce at bottom. There's some dire vision in the jungle here. They're pinging out behind the tower, but I've not got the best vision of... Oh, they caught vision of the Jug now. They're ready to go. Blink Crush at the ready, but...
Relocates online.
Oh, we see it. The Eye of Bristle could come back in, and that could be the counterplay that Vega are waiting for.
Disruptor's about to hit his 6 as well in the top lane. Picks up some arcane boots.
They've got to get this kill fast. They're going to blink. It gets the Blade Fury TP out. Toss. No, he catches Slaughter. Relocate back in. Eye of Bristleback. They've rocked up to this one. Juggernaut may not be here, but Vega still want to fight it. No Disruptor ultimate just yet in the backlines. It will be Jonas going down on the Slaughter. I say that, but he's still alive for a little bit longer. 2 for 2 so far. Hera look for the TP out. Gets charged. Brought down. Vega have committed everyone down here, and it's paying off as they get a 3 for 2 trade. Well executed play coming out from the CIS squad, and they're not done. They're looking for more Handskin as well as Limp. Both very low. Limp will get a kill, though, and no one getting kited around. Does not have the IO with him. Looks like he'll realize that Handskin is maybe the better target to go for, not Limp, but decides against chasing a bit low in mana, and in the end it will be a 3 for 3 trade, ever so slightly favoring Vega.
Yeah, he turned to try to help his Spirit Breaker by hitting like the Quap to deter him a bit, and he ends up missing the kill on the Undying, I think, because of it. Unfortunate, but not the worst. He got a lot of kills there, lots of farm. Looks like he's got his Sage finished up. Yeah, so Vanguard Sage, going for the SNY mobility build, lots of damage.
Both Quap and Bristle both gain like 800 to 900 gold from that, so a bit comparable, but Bristle's more of a carry. Queen of Pain's going for a utility build.
Seema run, nice kinetic field, good glimpse.
I'll get him out of there. The Quap going for a Yule's build, something slightly different out of the Limp Queen of Pain this game.
I'm sure it's just for the Disruptor. Just doesn't want to die to the ultimate. Just glimpse ulti every time.
No one very tanky now. Cannot. You've got what, Slaughter, and I don't see that really even helping against this Bristleback. Not at this stage of the game. A full 1600 net worth ahead of the closest hero.
I feel like a Crimson Guard's a really good purchase for him this game.
Going on the Quap, they'll actually well, not solo kill the Quap. They'll bring in 2 heroes, but it was Mag just leading the way with a charged Nether Strike, and I saw the relocate coming in. I'm like, oh, if someone's got a stun, they'll get this kill. Jug, meanwhile, at bottom, goes down, so a 1 for 1. Both teams losing a core.
I think he was charged into a Glimpse, and then he got Spirit Breaker ulted on the relocate. That's what it looks like, because Glimpse was cooldown as well.
At the top lane
yeah,
for
the
the Quap?
Yep.
No, it was just the Radiant Ward. He just charged him in the fog.
Oh, okay.
He was just like sitting there ready to like go for like a... just hiding in the trees, and Riverbake's like, oh, I'll just charge you, Nether Strike, and they relocate in.
Unfortunate.
Just barely enough for the kill. Jug just getting kind of caught in the jungle. Right now it's been the vision game kind of leading to these kills. A Dire Ward in the Radiant jungle, a Radiant Ward in the Dire one, and great Vega vision all around the top side of the map. Right now NiP just the 1 ward up. But likely to look for another one once they pressure this bottom tier 1 tower with the Lich holding 1 in hand.
Pasha's struggling though. He doesn't even know where to go. He's just kind of running between lanes. He's like, I just keep dying wherever I go. Someone help me. Oh, they want to respond to this one.
They're going to TP and Mag to start things off. A couple more TPs coming. Jonas gets charged up. No one is there. This Bristleback, not a hero you really want to fight, and, well, he's going to look to go on Jonas first. Jonas cannot hit a crush. Finally gets it on 2. Not bad. The Chain Frost now gets 2 Vega heroes brought down, and Pasha has an Omni Slash. Not sure he's going to get the damage he needs. It's going to get split between multiple heroes, and now Pasha going to go down. They've traded 3 for 2. Can they kill no one here? He's been the sole damage dealer with the help of Mag, and these 2 are looking to just take on NiP by themselves. Great toss back will push no one away. Uh-oh, Quap will go down. Oh no, he had the blink as well, but just underestimating the damage output of the Bristleback. He's looking for it. He'll get it with a charge.
Charge.
No one gets a triple kill. He was I mean, I want to see this damage he dealt during this fight. Yeah, he did pretty much all of it.
The Spirit Breaker and the Bristleback just stood there in the whole fight, tanked the whole tombstone, didn't care, didn't phase them at all, just kept running at people constantly.
I mean, it looked like such a good fight for NiP. Like, everybody on the NiP side was contributing. Lich got off a good Chain Frost, Tiny gets the Avatos combo, Slider at least got a 2-hero crush before he died. On Vega's side, I was like, well, they're getting crushed, and then Bristleback and Spirit Breaker just 2v5.
Yeah, Disruptor did. I don't even think Disruptor got a single spell
he
off.
did 0 damage, but at least the damage output on the graph was 0. We'll lose Mag at the bottom lane. Nothing, no one can do about that one. Just
that one.
underestimating those respawn times, and now IO on the run with the Bristleback. They're going to walk into this ward, and they may need to use a relocate out. Looks like Bristle going to be the gatekeeper here and zone him away.
Yeah, they saw rotations coming in as well. Maybe they get a catch with the glimpse now. Looks like they will.
Pulling back, Jug's there with a Blade Fury, and the Crush just catching the one, and Jonas is going to be fairly squishy in these fights here. Pasha now getting slowed down, has one of the zombies on him, but no one just does not care about this. Quap will blink forward, goes for the IO, knowing that this is the hero to bring down on the side of Vega. Will make the Bristleback a lot easier to deal with. He's killed off 4. Can they kill the Bristle, though? 1v4 time. No one says, I'll just turn my back and do what I can. Taking a decent amount of damage here, down to about half HP. The Scream's going to keep getting spammed out, and they've got no Avatos for the time being. No one's going to look to turn and fight a little bit more. Has 1 charges in the second. Will not get the chance to use them. Team wipe for NiP. And this game 3 decided they get a little bit closer to edging out Vega Squadron.
As tanky as he is, you still have to remember, you know, my team is not as tanky as me.
Yeah,
there's a tombstone down. I got to take it back a little bit. Just a little bit.
He needs the IO for the mobility, or he needs the Spirit Breaker for the lockdown. He had neither of those two that fight.
Yep.
If both IO and Spirit Breaker are dead, the fight is unlikely to go well for the Bristleback.
Ooh, Limp mid.
Ooh, went for the preemptive glimpse there. Make it the kill regardless, and they will. Nice. Nicely played there.
Just in case, a little relocate on top. And now, yeah, Mag's gonna have a Lothar soon, though. That'll be really nice for the relocate ganks.
Yep.
They got some good wards down as well.
Just charging a hero like Quap. The other thing we talked about we didn't talk about the Yules is you can cancel the charge with it if the Spirit Breaker is coming at you or a teammate.
Unless he's invis.
Yep.
Perfect.
Here we go. NiP looking to make their next move. Down towards bottom lane. Still missing a few items here. No mech yet on the Undying. Fighting into a Bristle with Vanguard SMY.
Pasha has his bracer. He's in.
I mean, he'll take anything he can get at this point with a 0-5 start.
Yeah. I really do think that no one should go for this Crimson Guard next. He is basically the only carry, but that blocks all the tombstone damage as well. Punch physical.
The Crush will catch up Pasha. He may not get off any spells here. The Chain Frost will bring him down. Not even an Omni Slash, and this Chain Frost still bouncing. Finally gets off to the side. Sioma looking for a TP out. What a kinetic field. Almost saves his life. But it's very much Vega on the back foot as NiP go chasing. There's a Yule Scepter. Limp will catch him after taking a lot of spirit damage. Avatos. Oh, that one.
That was funny.
Yeah.
The Scream following with the Quap on the toss.
So 3 kills unanswered as Vega forced to back off once more.
Maybe not the... I don't know. The Crimson Guard's very good this game, but at the same time, your Jug's just too poor. I think he just needs to go for carry, to be honest.
Yeah. Like
I didn't
straight
see how...
BKB or something, or...
I thought he had at least like one more thing. I didn't know it was just phase bracer. He's very broke on the Juggernaut. 0-6.
And very much like there doesn't seem to be an easy recovery method for the Juggernaut this game.
Yeah, he can't really... They've got the mech on Undying now. The Undying's too tanky. Quap you can't really ult because you can't really get any just little quick ult kills with your Omni Slash at all. Now
it's not just Spirit Breaking and Shadowblade. Era gets one for himself as well. They're going to go in here with a charge. Looks like Jonas is the target. Meanwhile, the relocate coming in. Io's already gone down, and Bristle back on the front lines will bring down Seal Kit. Further back, it's Jonas going down, and Limp. Oh, he gets caught out by the glimpse. Does not get the blink out, and Era, Shadowblade up, will throw a toss up in the end. No one's low, but he's lost his teammates here. Buyback coming out from Slider, and Era doesn't have the Shadowblade anymore. Has an Aegis, though, which means he will be respawning fairly soon. Jonas will rock up, and Bristle back goes down to the Crush. With this, the fight is possibly lost. Pasha hoping for no bashes. He gets it on the last attack. That 10% chance, level 1 bash, all you need. And Jonas will find himself lucky as 4 Vega heroes go down. 4 for 2 and a buyback. Gold Exchange actually favors Vega for that one.
Pasha got the... I think it was a kill streak on the Quap, I believe.
No.
Oh no, it's on the slaughter. Sorry, he omni slashed the slaughter with the square breaker on him. So he got like 600 gold or something from it. So pretty decent for the jug at least. Looks like slaughter is going back for a Midas.
Is all Jug can do just pick up whatever cheap items he can get, like the drums and whatnot, or is there
I think that's
some
just,
other plan?
I think that's just what he's gonna have to do. Pretty unfortunate for him. He's really crippled in this game. He's got, at least he's leveling up his healing ward now though, to help out his teammates a bit.
There's a lot of catch to worry about. The Blink Slider, the Queen of Pain, Sonic Wave can go through the Blade Fury. He's got tiny shadows with Shadow Blade. And NiP actually managed to hold on to the Aegis that fight, so may look for another fight or engagement.
Hanskin's getting pretty farmed and leveled. He's got his mech arcane boots and level 11 on the Undying already. Almost the same net worth and levels as his slaughter.
Era's found the Io Bristleback. Will go for an Avatos. It's onto the Wisp, and they'll get the kill. No one's on his own, but he's tanky enough that I don't see NiP able to bring him down. Well, thinking about cutting him off with the rest of the team, but decide against it. The top tier 1 tower is still standing, and Era says, let's have a go at this.
This is looking kind of similar to the last game. Look at this warding by NiP. Again, just 4 of them on the enemy side of the map, just keeping up the constant aggression. And just the way that they're approaching the team fights, they're just constantly bursting someone down every single time right at the start.
Jonas has actually kind of gone in on his own, but the backup coming soon, and they will get an amp damage out onto Mag, who's Shadow Bladed, but being tracked down here. Possibly a Blink Crush to follow him up. Jonas went for the attack. He has another sprint, and Mag just a little bit too fast with the Shadow Blade movement speed. Didn't hit the Blink.
Oh, Shadow Blade behind the lines. Era.
He's thinking about it. Both heroes a little bit too tanky. 950 HP on the 2 of them. Had the Aegis. Now gets it Silver Edge.
Guess just for the bristle.
Why not? Yeah. Makes life a whole lot easier for the NiP squad.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, he's got his drum now on Pasha though. Phase drum. We're back.
That's
That's
possibly a bit of an overstatement.
That's brutal.
Very much feels all in on the bristle at this point as far as the comeback potential goes. There's big plate mail, so we'll see. AC or Shivers picked up for a bristle. Spirit Breaker getting some good farm as well. Mag's got 3,000 net worth on his own teammate, the Juggernaut. Not probably what Vega had in mind when they set their lanes up this way, even though the Jug was in the off lane.
Yeah. Ara's Tiny's just paying off. Look, no Wisp. He's 10-1 in this game as well. He's doing great.
Yeah. Maybe this is, I mean, you go back to like some of the old, like when he was playing on Fnatic and stuff, they were a team that weren't afraid to run the Tiny without the Wisp, back when nobody played Tiny, so
yeah.
Always been a player very comfortable on this hero. And definitely one of his signatures / best heroes.
Yeah, when I used to watch Fnatic back in the day, like No Tail and Era, just they had such precision with their Wisp Tiny play.
So for NiP, they're the ones in the driver's seat here. It is about a 5,000 gold lead and a bit over that on the experience front, so not insurmountable by any means, but for Vega, it just feels like the farm is in the wrong places. You've got a Jug who's just not going to offer a whole lot in a team fight, and they're all just going to be incredibly squishy to the side of the NiP squad.
Yeah, looks like NiP's... They're okay with slowing the pace of the game down a bit right now. They've got their Midas up on their Slardar now. It looks like Hanskin's going to be going for a Medallion, I believe. A Solar Crest, probably, in the making.
Yep. Makes taking those next few Roches a bit easier and helps anything against the Bristleback.
Yeah, they're trying to play the starve game. Getting rid of Vega's vision constantly. Just not shown on the map too much.
And unfortunately for Vega, they're investing in a couple sentry wards around the map, but they haven't scouted out much of the NiP vision just yet.
That mid sentry though just saved Pasha. He was about to get Tiny comboed. Pretty lucky, pretty fortunate that was there. But yeah, Disruptor just constantly having to buy now more sentries, 4 more.
Jeez. I mean, at some point you may just want to try grab a gem to at least allow your team to move out of the base, but that's a big investment that probably doesn't want to make at this point.
Yeah.
Still looking for a mech on your IO. The item progression very much struggling.
Lich getting charged. They saw it though with the sentry ward.
Yeah, Mag will cancel it. He's in a bit of a questionable position here, but Slider's like looking around for him like, huh, where is he? Now the TP out. Wow. Does not get spotted there. That's a nice little spot to be in.
Seal Kid being very smart, though. He's not off on his own doing anything. He's just sitting behind one of his teammates, farming the jungle.
Yep. Here we go. Vega smoke up. This is it. They need to make something happen. They've been kind of struggling to find openings into this game, and one more down in the enemy jungle. Now they get a second down as well. Around the mid lane, they're going to look to find the jump here. They go in. The charges there on Hanskin. Pop did get the blink out, and unfortunately, maybe not the hero they were looking for, but it's still a kill going their way. And they do have vision of the slider on the high ground, but Mag needs another Shadow Blade to go with the charge, most likely to get this. Oh, Sioma. Do not go near these two. Bob will not be shy to use a Sonic Wave now that Nag Scepter is complete as well.
They should be careful.
This just feels like they're walking into NiP's waiting arms. The
Nice
Undying
up.
is not really the hero to worry about.
He's going to be up before that tower goes down. Frost Armor should buy enough time on it for them to initiate.
Shadow Blade in. There's a sentry.
Let's see what happens.
Not in range of it just yet. Nera. They're going in. They're going to blink, and he wants to get the Silver Edge attack, but the sentry will prevent that. Looks like Vega will just be repelled as the Undying does respawn.
Yeah, they should be pretty content with that, though. Nice kill. Got like 1,000 some plus damage on the tower. Unfortunately, they had to blow the Disruptor ult and the Spirit Breaker ult for only 1 kill, only getting 1, but still, they need to get something. Juggernaut needs to get some kills.
He's got some farm at least. 1,800 gold now. Still just, maybe instead of the SMY, do you consider something like a Manta, since you can get out of like stuff like the amp damage?
I'm really not sure what he should get this game. I was trying to think of it, and I don't know. He's kind of like a utility jug at this point.
Yes. I totally agree. I mean, with the level of farm he got, he's not going to really carry or do much damage in a fight.
Yeah, looks like he's going for Yasha, so maybe the
Possibly
Manta, maybe SNY.
And as much as he's a utility jug, these items still at least can benefit a utility jug to some extent.
Yeah. Yeah, you can get lucky. You get like a triple kill in a fight.
Could have gone for like a Vlad's if he really wanted to go like full support utility.
Yeah, and then you're full committed.
Yeah, and that's...
Then you've got no recovery.
Exactly. At least has some farming speed. And they plant an Observer Ward right by a sentry. This NiP rotation will not be successful, and no one realizes they're there. It's almost like he's trying to bait them in right now, and there we go. He'll D-ward. Dire Sentry now comes out. No one wants to just run in here. Error. And you get the Silver Edge hit. They're going to glimpse back Hanskin. That's going to be a quick kill on the Undying. They even Omni-Slash for it. I think Pasha just happy to get whatever kill his team can get, and Error cannot get out of it. He's kind of trapped in the trees. He will get his TP cancelled.
And Aegis just despawned.
Oh, this is looking bad for NiP. They're just going to cut their losses, let Error go down. A monster kill streak goes the way of the Bristle. 740 gold. And I want to see how much gold the rest of the team got there as well.
That's his AC finished.
Oh, dude, poor Jug didn't even get any gold for the tiny kill. What happened? Where was he? You're going to get in range for that.
He got a little bit, right?
No, he got zero. He must have been out of range or something.
He Omni-Slashed the Undying, and then
Yeah.
went, oh no. NiP getting caught out now. Gonna lose the tower as well.
So Pasha not getting gold aside. Still a great fight for Vega. They now march forward, and we'll get that tier 2 tower they're working away on before. And NiP
going high ground.
Yeah, their lead's been blown. Roche is actually going to respawn quickly. Not that that's of concern for either of the two teams right now. The bigger concern is this high ground push where Tiny has no buyback, Lich has no buyback. NiP were not ready for this. They're actually looking like they're going to lose a melee Rax.
5-man crush.
And what?
It's a nice little like mute button.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. Melee Rax down. Tiny respawns, and Jonas buys a bit of time there, but it's that like momentary pause. You see the 5-man crush, and I'm thinking like in my head, like, no, there's nothing. They're not actually going to fight this.
Look at the Christmas tree of a map now. Radiant, get a little bit of map control, 400 centuries.
You also see Roshan. This is often saying you'll see a team loses a fight, gets Rax. As soon as they respawn in the dire site, they make a beeline for Roshan. Vega may be ready to contest this one if they head there soon, but doesn't look like that's on the agenda.
They're pretty unlucky.
Oh, they've got vision with the ward. They're actually going to scout the Undying, so they'll be here a little late, though.
Maybe they want to take the fight anyway.
They're going to maybe prevent the Tombstone from being in the picture. Again, the Omni-Slash on the Undying. He gets taken out before the fight begins. Now the BKB from Maggie gets out of the crush. Error. He's the Aegis carrier in some trouble, though. Limp gets off an Ag's ulti. We'll then find a blink out. Tiny now in the middle of 4 heroes, and he's just going to straight up die. He has no real backup here. 3 of his teammates are dead. And
Hanskin just keeps getting picked off right before the fight starts.
well, Static Storm and everything to make sure Air is an easy kill, and that's going to be 4 plus an Aegis. Quap the only survivor.
Oh man, without this tombstone, they're just not even able to team fight. They're like, oh god, Undying's dead. We need to get the hell out, and then they get caught one by another. Just, oh no, looking very unfortunate right now for NiP.
Yeah.
Roshan just dies, and then Aegis is gone instantly. Yeah, 3,000 gold up on the Bristle now. Solo just picked up a vitality boost, and he has another 1,000 gold. Everyone's just getting pretty rich. Mag has his BKB, like you said, the last fight. And Chain Frost is just very underwhelming.
Yep. And it feels like their kill potential, like a startup blink crushes. Tiny not having a follow-up blink means the damage is often delayed, since the sentries are there to prevent him going in. Quap going for the Yule's build meant that the Quap's not got like the standard kind of damage output that you'd expect to see, so... Some less conventional item choices maybe causing some harm towards the NiP mid-game timings.
Yeah, Jonas going back for that Midas, and then he was like, I'm going to go for a Force Staff now, and then he's like, oh my god, I desperately need a BKB in these fights. So he just has this weird assortment of items kind of right now. But it's not really up to the items too much right now. It's Hanskin really just keeps getting caught in a situation where he just dies instantly. I'm sure some of these items slowed them down a little bit, but it's really... Hanskin just getting killed before he gets a single thing off in these fights. So he's the mech carrier, he's the tombstone, he's the flesh golem amplification, he's tons of healing. They really need him to be in the back.
Well, suddenly Vega going to pick up a lot more in the way of items. We've seen the Mag BKB already once, and he's going to go and looking for more. Doesn't even need the BKB here. They get the 1 kill on the Lich. Could have gone for another strike on Undying, but I think just happy with the solo kill, and also getting very close to a BKB on the Bristleback now. Undying will BKB out of the Yule Scepter. Jonas is there, but he's going to get another strike onto Limp. The follow-up damage is coming from an Omni Slash, but it gets split between 4 heroes. Sonic Wave will turn things around on the Spirit Breaker. Now no one in some trouble on the Bristleback. The Silver Edge making that a little bit easier to kill. Wisp comes in, but it could be too late. The Quill Spray damage stacking up, but it's not going to be enough. They lose Bristle. Era gets a double kill. They're going to chase for more. Jonas, this is ballsy from him. Will get the crush, will then blink backwards after getting off an amp damage in solo. Looking like he is left all on his own. As he will get the TP out, just barely. Elsewhere, nice. Sioma looking for some kills here. He sees a lot of low HP heroes. Will look to glimmer in, but not going to find any kills, so... NiP, they fight back for the first time in a while here. A 4,000 gold swing for them.
Undying was alive for a team fight.
Yeah.
Gets his mech off, he gets the flesh golem off, the damage amplification, the slow, a couple decays, and then I think Bristle got hit with Silver Edge twice. So he lost his reduction, or he lost his damage reduction, and yeah, Mag just got bursted. He got hit so hard by the Sonic Wave plus the Undying being near him.
Well, it's funny, you talk about the Undying team fight. It's very much normally people thinking, oh, Tombstone and all that, but bringing up the Flesh Golem is such a underrated aspect of the hero. It almost doesn't get talked about enough with how much it can amplify your damage output in an AoE.
You really have to think about how big it really is. It's 750 around the Undying, and it basically makes everything pure damage later on, in an essence. And you get healed when things die, which is always nice.
So, and Soul Rip as well, another, when maxed out, can help do a lot of sustain on your side, so...
Yep.
They have to be a little bit careful here. No one's BKB. Almost complete now, 100 gold away, and that was very much one of the big issues that fight, was that they didn't have it up. Now, with that, NiP complete, an Ag Scepter on Tiny as well as the Shiver's Guard onto Queen of Pain, so they get some useful key items for themselves. Pretty
close game, though.
Yeah, it was a big 10k gold swing off of that Roche fight when the Rax got claimed at mid, but NiP, they bounce right back and show that they're not out of this one just yet.
So does that mean that... Alright, so Vega wins the next fight is what that means, right?
Yeah.
So it's going back and forth.
It's the way of the...
Bristle
3-2-2 Dota 2 games.
Bristle BKB. It looks like Wisp is about to have a Vlad's finished up as well. That'll be very nice.
Well, NiP smoke up as 5 now. So let's be careful about where he stands. And
oh man, Jonas went for the halberd instead of the BKB. So he's just gonna, or he's going for. It looks like he's going for the halberd. He went for Sage.
Yeah, doesn't feel like this is a good time to go for an SMY.
Definitely
The
not.
old 40-minute SMY Slaughter. I mean, he has max movement speed from sprint anyway, so.
Mag, let's see your awareness.
Shadow Blades and everything. Detection-wise, somewhat limited on the Radiant side. Lich has a single sentry. They popped this. Oh, I'm not sure if he popped the smoke or it expired. Mag. Oh, Slaughter just.
Oh my god, 1 second.
If he went in there. If he goes in there 1 second later, that would have been a different story for him.
That was great. Now look at Solo using his reload kit. He's like, I'm gonna push top out, guys. I'm gonna pop the balls on the wave. I think he's going to. Yeah, there we go.
Yep.
He's got the Vlads.
No problem. Back to mid. Lane pushed out. They actually smoke up here. Solo, okay, was a bit low on mana. Gets back up by the Arcanes, and
He doesn't have the Vlads on him yet though, but they just want to go.
and they just got their lanes in a good position here. They'll see some heroes mid soon. Era. It's going to be a bit careful. They're all still smoked up. They haven't popped yet. And Era kind of on an island here. Has a silver edge, but he's going to get glimpsed back into this one. That's a great static storm onto 2 here. Slaughter completely airballs the crush. Bristleback with a BKB. Going to bring down Era to start things off. Yep, successful. Sonic Wave does decent damage here. He's going to go on Solo, who takes out the Wisp. The Omni Slash doing some good damage. Now the Chain Frost not going to bounce all too much. And Limp needs a Blink Escape. It looks like he'll be left alone as they focus down some of these other targets that are a bit easier to focus. Not really worried about the blink just yet. It's coming up soon. Jonas, no, gets hit by another Quill. The crush is there. No one going to get... Oh, not going to get the kill. It's a backlines where Queen of Pain brings down the Spirit Breaker, and Limp is just doing some serious work on the backlines. Not to mention the Handskin Undying still alive as well. He's decay stacks. It's just been massive blink shivers onto no one. Can he fight this? Looks like he's just trying to kite around the Bristleback. Another Blink Shadow Strike available. Nope, not going to hit it. The tree line's being used to Bristle's advantage there, and
Oh, Jonas gets a regen rune. Nice.
not a bad fight in the end for NiP. Again, the Undying just being able to keep himself alive there. And they focused down the Tiny. Like they actually caught Quap in the Static Storm as well. Could have maybe gone for the Quap instead. I guess it's kind of a 50-50 as to which one you'd rather focus down first.
Yeah, for sure. The Undying just, he lived the entire fight. So he got, I don't even know, I didn't get to see in the recap, but he got a lot of soul rips off, a bunch of decays, running around with Flesh Golem the entire time.
He had 7 or 8 decay stacks at the end.
Yeah. And then the Bristle, there was a little bit of a mistake there by no one. He started chasing the Slaughter, like you were saying, to cancel the blinks over here on the right side, and his team ended up dying on the left side instead of him helping out, and he would have probably killed the Quap.
Oh, and the other thing we also mentioned when they first smoked is they didn't have the Vlads.
Yeah, that's definitely a big deal in the fight.
Considering how long that fight lasted and how much like right-click damage in general was coming out, the Jug Omni Slash, the Spirit Breaker attacking, the BKB on both Bristle and Spirit Breaker, the Vlads could have made a big difference there. Teams will reset, and it is very much looking like a Bristleback versus the world kind of scenario. Jug's got a Manta, he's almost got a level 16, but still lacking any kind of items to fight in a late game setting against a Queen of Pain Tiny Slaughter. Maybe a decent chunk of time before we see another Roshan respawn, and something NiP will have their eyes on. They're going to relocate in. They really want to fight this one at the bottom lane. The charge is going for the Tiny at the backlines. Mag will cancel and instead focus the Tomb. Sonic Wave is there. He needs to just start fighting this one. It's one hero on Tombstone, and Mag is just wasting his time. They lose the IO elsewhere. Disruptor goes down as well. Pasha's got an Omni Slash, and only now they bring down the Tomb. Mag wastes his entire BKB for this one. Bristle on the front lines. He's been completely demolished. They're going to lose 5 out of this. Complete disarray in that team fight. I was just watching this Spirit Breaker like slowly attack a Tombstone while this crazy fight's going on. You either all focus the Tomb or no one focus the Tomb. I feel like that's the way that fight needed to go. And
Bristle's starting to not even really feel too tanky. If Hanskin's able to get this Aghanim Scepter as well on the Undying, he's just going to be able to chunk down his health. With the Amplify, with 20 armor reduction, as well as the Silver Edge, as well as the Flesh Golem, this Bristleback doesn't... He's not even very tanky anymore. He got melted in there. If he actually gets locked down and focused, one bash or stun, he gets focused down very hard if he doesn't have his team helping him.
And that was without the Silver Edge, I think, at the end when they did most of the damage to him. He was just surrounded, so he probably wasn't getting the benefit of a lot of the Bristleback. And despite taking the first wreck of the game, Vega suddenly find themselves in a lot of trouble here. They are the ones behind by about 5,000 gold once more. And NiP threatening to take Arax themselves. Gonna get the tier 3 tower. Era could be gets out of the sentry range, so won't be able to get glimpsed back in.
I really want to say that it's looking amazing for NiP, but I don't want to cause them to lose because I say it. But they do have 3 cores that are doing outstandingly well.
Yeah.
In comparison, especially to like Spirit Breaker's only at 10k, which is good, but Juggernaut's at that very bottomed out 10,000 net worth.
Well, it's NiP, all 3 cores are bringing a lot to the table every fight, whereas Vega, it feels like it's just been the one with the bristleback.
Yeah.
Let's smoke up here. Limited dire vision. Worried about Roshan being an objective for NiP, I feel. And they're going to head straight towards that pit. Realize no one's there, and we'll have to see where they head following that. Well, they may go for Roshan. Okay, so instead of heading anywhere else, actually going to try and take Roshan for themselves.
This could be the end of the game right here.
Well, one way or another. We'll see which team's going to get it. Limp, his smoke on the high ground does not pop by the heroes in the Roshan pit. Era gets close as well. Rose dropping low. They got to get in fast. Sioma hasn't seen them just yet. There we go. Limp will blink forward with the Sonic Wave. They're going to blink into the pit, but he blinks into a static storm. The silence is there. The Bristleback gets the Aegis. That's good news for Vega now. They've got to win this fight. The Tombstone on the high ground cannot be dealt with. Jonas also stuck up there with the 4-star. Omni Slash coming through. The zombies are just everywhere. This is a big problem for Vega. They'll relocate to the side from Solo, but the Queen of Pain is there waiting. Just the Lich going down. No one looking for the Limp Queen of Pain, but the lockdown isn't really available. They're not going to be able to deal with this Queen of Pain right now, but they do get Queen of Pain low enough to push her out of the fight. The charge comes through, Kips 2, but there's Queen of Pain back in the fight. Has a Sonic Wave in 5, but not the mana to support it. They're going to lose everyone on the side of Vega, and it's Limp ready to fight once more. They toss the Bristleback in the air, and no one, well, he was strong for a while, but he cannot 1v4. Triple kill for Era on the Tiny. NiP destroy the Roshan fight.
For a moment there, I thought I cursed them.
It looked shaky for NiP at the start of that fight. They just had too much sustain. Again, I mean, we don't really notice it too much directly, but it feels like the Undying is playing a big part in these team fights. The Decays, the Soul Rips, the Flesh Golem, offering a lot to his team. Yeah, it really matters.
If, like, just thinking about it, he has 1,600 mana, and at the end of these team fights, he's So he's putting out a ton of damage, ton of healing, just doing everything he's supposed to do. Plus, yeah, that Tombstone was just crushing.
Sioma gets chased back to as well. Nice play by Jonas and Fan, recognizing that there's a lot of heroes dead. He either forces buybacks there or just straight up solo kills a support, which means when Vega are looking to defend their racks, they won't have that static storm for 40 seconds, so very useful pick-off to get, and bottom lane taken. Problem is, tier 2 towers will prevent them from going for a second lane of racks here. And they've got to get back and maybe defend their mid lane. Is there much Vega can really do at this point? Are they just reliant on the NiP making mistakes, or are there certain plays you feel they can make?
I think it's just going to be lots of mistakes. Juggernaut's just way too underfarmed. They've only got, the, like you were saying, the Bristleback versus the world. Spirit Breaker is doing okay. He's been pretty farmed and decent, but he's starting to fall off a bit.
Another very, kind of not so much underrated, but another big part of the NiP team fight has been this slider with his evasion. Heaven's Halberd and Solar Crest. If you stay alive, kite around the Bristles BKB, you then Halberd him. You've got Solar Crest to put on whoever he's focusing, or you just Solar Crest the Bristleback himself. Bristle really needs an MKB, it feels like, as his next item choice.
Yeah, Hanskin finished up his Aghanims now too on Undying. Lots of strength.
I mean, killing... Perhaps the hero you need to focus down first in a team fight if you're Vega. Those were the fights they kept winning. Kill Hanskin, win the fight. Yeah, easier said than done.
Absolutely. Limp also's getting quite large. He's got his Shivas, Hex, lots of mobility, boosted travel as well. Tanked up.
It looks like NiP just feeling confident enough they can just 5-man down the mid lane. Era going to get casually glimpsed backwards to delay things, but he's got an AC with a Helm of the Dominator, so throws some lifesteal into the mix as well. And we'll just belt down on this mid tier 2 tower. Looks like they're not going to go for the high ground push just yet, maybe recognizing that's an area where they could make some of those fatal mistakes that leads to a Vega turnaround, and instead we'll go for the safer play, swing themselves towards top lane and take down that last tier 2.
Having nice all the tier 2s down is good too, because then you can just enter through the base and go for the Raxes instead of having to go for tier 4s.
Yeah, and that was the problem they had when they got the bot Raxes. They couldn't actually get any of these side lanes.
Yeah.
Vega
Radiant's top tower
Yoma,
has fallen.
careful, gets awfully close there, and see Pasha farming away in the jungle here, but not really sure it's the safest place to be, especially since he was scouted by an observer ward.
Oh, they're running at him.
Yeah. Well, Era's trying to use that silver edge to bypass these illusions and find him. It's going to be Limp. Oh. Does not get the fast hex off, and even if he did, may have been not quite enough damage to get the kill. If Tiny can get there in time, for sure, but if NiP, do you just wait Roshan, or are you trying to get more done before Rosh respawns?
How long do we have? Still got some time on it before it comes up. I'm sure they're just going to keep pushing their lanes in. They've got a lot of money on multiple heroes. Jonas has 4K. Era's got another 2,000. Probably just get their lanes out. Maybe just go for picks if they see it, because they have... Oh, their wards actually just got dewarded. So they have no vision on the map right now. They should still be feeling quite confident, but they're going to stick together. Not going to lose their advantage at all.
Yeah. Almost be worth picking up a gem as well, it feels like, considering that you're at that stage of the game where you're trying to starve out your opponents in their base. But
Yeah. Seal Kid picks up a bunch of sentries.
okay. Safer option. And for now, Vega setting up a lot of heroes in this top side of the map. They've got alright vision up on the map. One ward down in the bottom river near the Roche pit. One ward in the enemy jungle to help find some pickoffs for them, potentially. You've got, still trying to use that higher relocate, but NiP are just going to force them back. Say, look, you guys are splitting the map, trying to split push us. We're just going to go down the mid lane and force you to come back as 5 and defend them. With the Solar Crest on this Tiny in the front lines, dealing with him is very difficult. He's just going to walk up and take a Rax, it looks like. Finally, they engage. Max, who's charging in. The Blink Crush is there before Mac can actually BKB, and he gets very low out of this. Now no one goes in. His BKB already used as well. That's where we can see the Halberd come out, but Queen of Fame blinks out of there. Tiny now Silver Edge looking for the Bristle. Perhaps nope, he's going to go for Passion Set. That's going to be a Juggernaut down if he's not careful. Chain Frost bounce around, finishes off Solo. It's still bouncing, will come back. Down goes the Jug. The next Blink Crush is on no one. Juggle buyback for an Omni Slash, but this will get split between all 4 heroes who have the AC, who have got plenty of armor, plenty of survivability, and it looks like Vega are done for in the Summit 4. They've lost 4 in their base. They GG out. NiP will survive to fight another day with a great comeback after getting stomped in Game 1.
Yeah.
They turned things around pretty nicely in Game 2, Game 3.
Really well done. Era overall played really good in this series. The Wraith King game, he wasn't really in a position where he could do too much, but the 2 Tiny games, he just played almost perfect.
So for NiP, they will be moving on to versus either Monkey Business or virtus.pro next, and I believe we're down to 5 teams here in Europe, 2 of which will be coming out to the LAN finals here in LA. So Vega, I mean, not too concerning as far as the team's concerned. They're going to be going to Frankfurt, but
yeah,
it's still one of those teams where you feel like you should be beating them if you're in Vega's position.
Great victory for NiP, though. They've not been doing so hot lately. This is definitely a good moral victory for them.
Okay. Well, we'll be seeing more of them in the next couple of days in the Summit 4. Big thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Big thanks for Vog for joining us here in LA. You'll be
Thanks for having me.
chilling all week, casting some Dota 2 here from the BTS house.
Yep.
All right. Well, guys, we'll
Should
be
be good
back
stuff.
tomorrow. I think Monkey Business. We've got the best of 5 tomorrow, which is Empire versus Liquid.
Okay.
And then we also have the best of 3 Monkey Business versus Virtus.pro. So
Those both will be very good series.
Yep. So, guys, you can follow him on Twitter at FogDota. Follow myself at BTS Gods. But we're done for now. We'll see you tomorrow for Europe action in the Summit 4. Catch you then.